Welcome to podcast series about digital transformation of inclusive youth work. This podcast is created by and funded by Erasmus Plus project of the same name, Digital Transformation of Inclusive Youth Work. In this episode, we're going to talk about the guidebook, and which was created as a part of the project. And we have Nicolina and Manuela from Studio B Association, which is a managing partner, to tell us more about this guidebook, which is called Fostering Inclusion Through Innovative Methods in Non-Formal Education. So my first question is, why was there a need to create this guidebook about inclusion? Like, who is the target group?
Hello, Maya, again. This is my favorite topic up until now.
I know.
I must add this. Yes. Well, first of all, inclusion is a must. We can all agree that it's a must in all good quality youth work.
True.
As it should be accessible to all youth, regardless of any challenges, barriers, obstacles that they might face. And secondly, it's one of the, let's say, the most consistent priorities in the Erasmus Plus program since way back from the time when both of us, Erasmus Plus dinosaurs, started our work and our journeys in this field back when it was called Youth in Action.
Youth in Action.
Yeah, program. And we know that a lot of youth work in most European countries is funded by Erasmus Plus. Because unfortunately national fundings are insufficient and inconsistent.
Yeah.
There are some bright examples, good practice examples, but overall I would say that most of youth and for youth NGOs are funding their activities and their work through Erasmus+. While doing so, they need to understand inclusion in order to apply it. So understand it on theoretical level and understand it on a practical level. So youth practitioners that are actively organizing activities, whether that be through Erasmus Plus program within the framework of program or outside of it, we believe that they should have a comprehensive understanding of the topic to be able to provide inclusive activities, transform this theoretical and practical knowledge on their peers and participants, and adopt the attitudes that inclusion requires. Mm-hmm. Not just to have the idea what it is, but to actively
use it,
in a way that they are open for participation of all youth, mm-hmm. that they are not themselves pushing some youth away. So this guidebook was designed for youth workers and all other non-formal education practitioners in order to provide them with knowledge on one hand and innovative methods for fostering inclusion.
Does it focus on specific groups or aspects of inclusion, or like is it very general?
Well, this guidebook is actually general and gives us some overview how to use actually how to make non-formal education more inclusive. So we have some kind of guidance. Actually. It doesn't go too deep into any topic or any group, but it explains how to make environment that is welcoming for all people, no matter of their background, of their beliefs or their abilities. So it gives us. Actually tells us how it's important to recognize and value diversity, and how to remove some barriers for some people who cannot fully participate in some activities. It doesn't go too deeply, but it actually addresses some topics and some different aspects of inclusion, like inclusion of individuals with disabilities, LGBTQ individuals, individuals from socioeconomically disadvantaged groups, individuals with different learning styles, and individuals who came from different ethnic and cultural minorities. So we have like different tips and tricks for different groups. And for example, if you have different learners, then in a guidebook, it's explained how to use different teaching methods for them. So we have some tips for that group.
You mentioned that there's a theoretical and practical part. So the first part is more about the theory of inclusion and different background of different groups and so on. But there are specific 3 activities which can be implemented in with young people. So how did you design those activities?
It was a process, Maya.
I can imagine.
Yeah, we can say that it's 5 actually, although 3 of them were designed to really delve into the topic of inclusion. But there are 2 more that are also using inclusive practices within them. Association Studio B works for 7 years now with youth from rural area. So they were our, let's say, main, not target group, but we had them in mind when designing the manual itself. And we believe that by working with youth that face different obstacles, from geographical to economic and all the way to social, for years now, we kind of acquired sufficient knowledge and experience to be able to write the guidebook itself. And when it comes to designing new methods, we had 2 things in mind, basically 2 priorities. One of them was that activities should not only talk about inclusion, like address the topic, but also to be as inclusive as possible, which means that we took care that anyone, really anyone, can participate, regardless of their language barrier, for example, or any other challenge from abilities, so on. The second one was following the overall priority of our project, which is digital transformation. So of course, we took in mind that we should use digital tools as much as possible, not only the online tools such as Mentimeter or Kahoot or something like that, but also photography, video, graphic design, and similar, because our research and the trends in youth work that we follow and kind of question and follow show that is the thing that gets their attention. I have one example to provide maybe a more clear or crystal picture. A lot of youth workers nowadays say that youth lost their creativity. And before designing this manual, this guidebook, I kind of agree with that. Because they say it's due to over-consuming digital content without creating it, and they don't possess creativity skills anymore. And when you give a group of youngsters a blank white flip chart and a set of colorful markers, you get pretty dry results, not like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And what we saw in this process is when you give them the same task, for example, what is the social aspect of European citizenship, but you give them Canva instead, or the tool is create an Instagram story.
You can expect quite a creative.
The results are amazing. The results are amazing. They are colorful, they are creative, visually appealing, and that is the digital transformation of youth work. Not just have a Zoom call and call it a training,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
but to really have activities online using the digital tools. Also, what we did, we tried, I don't know if we succeeded, but we tried to get into their shoes and into their brains. What
Actually,
would
that is
we
my
like?
that's my next question. Like, were there any challenges? Because I suppose there were, especially as you said it was a process. So, like, what were the challenges for the creation of this guidebook?
There were, of course.
Apart from getting into their shoes.
Of course, they were. We were questioning ourselves all the time. But what we did is we had some participants and volunteers that were young people, and we gathered their feedback during the process. So all the time we were questioning: Is this good? Is this good? What do you think about this? And changing and changing and changing. Some challenges were bigger than the others. I have to mention here that when we were designing the methods, we used the blank flip chart. But we
Because
also...
us dinosaurs, that's how we know how to work.
Yes, but we took advice and help from some other people. And I would really like to mention them now. One of the biggest one for the two of us was to include all those digital tools, because although we gained some capacities and some digital literacy, we still missed some technical knowledge. And the fact that we worked on the strategy before, this helped us, definitely. The fact that we have had international boot camp with all of our partners, where we commented and improved and upgraded all of our 5 guidebooks that were created. And also some other people that helped us informally. I have to mention here, one of them was Voja from Svetlost, from Shabac. That is also a long-term partner of ours, quite experted in digital sphere. So we kind of, I wouldn't say used him, but he acted as a mentor to us and provided us with some guidance, and we will forever be grateful to him. Again, as I said, partners helped us, other partners in this consortium. And also, one of the challenges was that at some points we were staring at the same blank white flip chart for hours, having no idea how to continue. And then there were points where ideas just flew, by themselves. And what Manuela and I did was to question ourselves all the time. Will the youngsters even like this? But then, as we said, we had volunteers that helped answer us that question. And then in the end of the process, we had pilot training. When we finally got that answer, they said, yeah, we love it. However, since the manual is available on the platform, on our website...
How do you plan to disseminate this guidebook? Like, how do you plan to spread it out?
Well, in this project, we focus on digital transformation. So our primarily channel of the dissemination is actually platform. It's called Virtual Inclusive Center, or shortly WITS, where we'll put all this guidebook, but also 4 others from other partners. It's sustainability, youth in virtual environment, digitalization in youth work, and stress management. They're all on this platform. Also, they're all translated to German, Croatian, Swedish, and English on 4 different languages in PDF form. And all people can access to all different guidebooks. Also, we are going to share all these guidebooks through email, through our social media website. We will share link to the platform. Also on our workshops, our trainings, we're going to mention that. We're going to show this guidebook and also share links to online platform. And also we're having 2 conferences in this project. We have one in few weeks here in our space with around 20 people, and another one is going to be online. So we're going to share through these conferences also.
Excellent. So it's really available. Like people can get it. It's
Yeah.
online. You can download it. You can participate in conferences. So if you're interested in this guidebook and if you need help with inclusion, you can get this resource
and
quite easily.
Maya, if I can add, not only that they are available in forms of a guidebook and written methods, they are also available in form of e-learning and again on the platform, and there are webinars on the platform that go much deeper into the topic of each of the guidebooks, where we go through each one of the methods, explaining how to do it, with who and so on, explaining all the modifications needed for virtual environment or hybrid model. So I think we did a very comprehensive work
Yeah, you did.
in order to really put it out. And going back again, we would like to invite all youth workers that get in touch with our guidebooks and use it to, because there are our contact information is available, to get in touch with us and give us their feedback, any suggestions. We are aware that it's not a perfect work, as perfection doesn't exist. So we would like to get more feedback and more suggestions in order to improve them.
Absolutely. So Nicolina said basically everything. Guidebook is available. They want feedback. Give them feedback to improve. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have any questions, you can contact us on the link below.
Thank you, Maya.
Thank you, Maya.